They stopped in their tracks when they heard a noise, similar to a buzzing sound. Very close to where they were standing, a glass window not far from them shattered. Heavy footsteps were heard, along with the characteristic grunting noise of Lickers. The Lickers ran through the buzzing noise near William's feet, who opened fire as the creatures applied in his line of sight. 4 Lickers. One of them tripped over its own leg and ran over due to the rain of bullets it hit. 2 of the Lickers jumped to the ceiling as they ran, and the last one ran through the cages, causing them to use as a shield. One of the Lickers jumped from the ceiling towards William, who simply dodged it by sidestepping it towards and throwing his torso on the side, causing the Licker to hit the ground with some force of one of William's men to hit the creature in the head with a hail of bullets. The second Licker attacked another member of his team. William concentrated on the 2 Lickers further back. Running to the side, the man draws the attention of both creatures. One of the Lickers leapt towards him, and William dodged the attack by sliding along the ground. Another Licker thrust its tongue towards William, who simply knelt down and caught the creature's tongue with one hand. With his face still neutral, William turned his body, and while pulling the Licker towards him, the creature tried to fight back, but the man was simply much stronger, and William spun the Licker in the air, throwing it at another creature. Both bodies collided hard. The sound of the thud echoed briefly throughout the room, and a small explosion of blood occurred. Still holding on to the Licker's tongue, William pulled the creature towards him and stomped down hard on its head, crushing it. Raising his rifle, he fired at another Licker that was still alive, and as he did so, he heard heavy footsteps, now much closer. William's gaze was still neutral when he saw the sides of the roof open, and a squad cars of rifles raised in his direction. He quickly ran to his side, running up the walls and jumping over the cages while dodging the shots. His team had tried to protect themselves from the hail of gunfire, and one of them threw a stun grenade towards the ceiling. William jumped to the side while still turning in midair, hitting the stun grenade while still in midair. The grenade exploded, briefly stunning the umbrella men. One of the members of the squad quickly ran towards the metal door and used the explosive gel. The door exploded and they ran down the long corridor, where again the ceiling opened and Lickers alongside the hunters descended into the corridor. Williams took the lead, running towards the first hunter. The creature now tried to attack him with its claws, but the man leapt forward and let himself slid across the floor, kicking the creature in the leg, knocking it down, only to be killed by the ancient following close behind. Getting up, William spun his body around and landed on a kick on the Licker that had jumped towards him, hitting the creature in the head while it was still in the air, causing it to be thrown in the wall with great force. Turning his body once more as he ran, William landed down a top-down kick to the head of the next hunter, and rolled onto the creature as he grabbed the raging bull from his thigh holster, firing at the .50 revolver at the head of the Licker in front of him. Jumping up, he leapt over the head of another hunter and landed in front of the next door. The moment he passed through the door, he felt the ground beneath gave way, and 2 large hands tried to grab him. William quickly jumped to the side of the containers ahead. Rolling over, he could look at the huge tyrant in front of them with neutral eyes. The creature was easily 4 or 5 meters tall, and was extremely heavy with its footsteps, made the whole floor shake. His model looked very similar to the tyrants found in Raccoon City, but it was bigger and apparently stronger. It did seem to have some new series, since the only thing recognizable were the numbers 013 on its head. Analyzing its surroundings, he had entered the open area of the laboratory, like some kind of testing area or something. There were cryogenic capsules sticking out of the ground, one probably where that tyrant had came from, but there were more than one capsule. Where are the others? The huge tyrant grabbed the large container William was in and lifted. William quickly jumped to the ground and started running towards the other 2 containers ahead, hearing the giant from behind him throw the container towards him. He managed to protect himself in time, ignoring the loud noise and feeling the ground shake from the impact. That thing was strong. After jumping over the fallen container, he raised his rifle and fired at the tyrant, who put his arm in front of his face for protection and started running towards William, who unloaded the magazine from his rifle. However, before the giant could get any closer, the grenade exploded right behind its back, causing the tyrant to drop to its knees on the impact, but not fall. The giant put one hand on the ground for support and stood up, turning to see William's team approaching. One of them went to the right while the other fired quickly from his grenade launcher towards the tyrant. The tyrant grabbed the grenade still in the air, which exploded in his hand, causing the creature to turn its face to the side and stagger back a step. But recovering quickly, the tyrant ran towards the man with the grenade launcher, while still at the shot at the creature that William has changed ammunition to anti-T bullets. The creature tried to attack the agent with a punch, but the agent dodged it by jumping to the side, hearing the sound of the giant's heavy fists, violently cutting through the air. He would surely die if he didn't hit with one of those blows. Still in the momentum of his movement, the giant tried to land a kick to the agent, who dodged once again by jumping backwards and then firing his rifle at the creature's head, which raised both arms above its head to try and crush him. The other agent approached him with the auto combat shotgun, causing the tyrant to stop its attack when it was hit in the head. Turning around, the giant quickly grabbed the agent below, who tried to run away. In one swift movement, the tyrant threw the agent towards another, who widened his eyes slightly and jumped to his side, watching his partner hit with one of the containers with great force and fall into the ground motionless. The tyrant started to walk towards the other, but to his surprise, William jumped on his shoulder and leaned on the containment suit that the creature was wearing, while pointing his revolver at the giant's head. William fired at point-blank range, causing the tyrant's head to snap back with some violence from the impact. He fired once more as the giant grunted, struggling as it tried to grab William from his shoulder. The man plunged his machete into the tyrant's neck and propelled himself into another's shoulder, firing once more at the tyrant's head, before jumping backwards as he saw he was wasting the ammunition if he were to face it. However, he could very well use the tyrant against it, the umbrella itself. He assumed that thing had been more versatile if the suit was destroyed, if its limitator ripped off. Considering that thing that threw a container at him with certain ease, he'd say it's pretty dangerous. An umbrella wouldn't release that thing if they had a way to stop it, especially if his brother was there. They weren't stupid. Well, it wouldn't be the first time he'd be using a weapon against the creator.